Yes, so Ryan Cena 5412 is the subber of the day. He's a cool kid, and I think you guys should go subscribe to him. He's going to be making videos soon. If you want to be the subber of the day, hit that subscribe button up there and let me know you hit it. Leave me a comment, shoot me a PM, or do something to let me know you hit it. Alright, before I get started, I want to point out a little something that I wanted to talk about, though. It's, like I said, I'm going to be making a lot of 2006 videos and then probably a lot more 2005 videos because I just got to clear the air with these 2 years and how I felt about these 2 years. But anyway, let's move on to like a little main point before I start the actual video itself. The World Heavyweight Championship. The title you see on the screen right now, the World Heavyweight title. People are actually on YouTube saying that the World Heavyweight Championship is more prestigious than the WWE Championship. And that's mainly to a degree. We've had some good world champions, and we've had some good WWE champions. WWE champions, we've had obviously the Hulkster, we have Macho Man Randy Savage. Who else? Who else did we have? We had the Ultimate Warrior, who was a good one, Stone Cold, The Rock, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, Bob Backlund, all sorts of good WWE champions. And then the World Championship, you know, we've had a little bit of good champions, but at the same time, not so many good ones at all. Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and Batista, just to name a few, from WWE. We've obviously had some good WCW champions, too. Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, Sting, all sorts of other good guys, you know, there, too, that were in WCW. But I want to point out just one thing in 2006, and I'll get to another thing in 2005, too. The World Heavyweight Championship in 2006 only changed hands 3 times throughout that entire year. 3 times. And you guys may be saying that's not that much because, you know, compared to now, we've only had 1 this year so far. But, you know, oh, and don't get me wrong, in 2005 we had 1 too. And I'm going to make that one a little bit known in my 2005 videos coming up soon. But 3, though, I mean, it's like... And the funny thing, though, is we came in with this Batista champion, and we went out of 2006 with Batista as champion. Batista relinquished the title on January 9th of 2006. Then they had that Battle Royal, which Kurt Angle won and became the world champion. Then Rey Mysterio beat Randy Orton and Kurt Angle at WrestleMania 22. Then King Booker beat Rey Mysterio for the World Heavyweight Championship at the Great American Bash. And King Booker lost the title to Batista at Survivor Series. So it just goes to show how good WWE is with their world champions. Yeah, let's give Booker T, Rey Mysterio, and Kurt Angle a shot, but let's just throw the title back on Batista when he comes back, alright? I think that sounds like a good idea. Anyway, I just wanted to make that point known before I start the video, that the world title only changed hands 3 times, while the WWE title changed, I don't know, like, what was it, like 7, 8? I don't know. I'll make that point known in another video. Anyway, let's go on. Let's actually get to the main point of this actual video here. And the main point of this video is favorite Mick Foley feud. And the reason why I want to bring that up is because 2006 was... The early 2006 was mainly focused on Mick Foley and Edge, and we all remember that. We all remember the whole fiasco they had. And I just want to say that feud with Edge and Mick Foley was arguably one of the best feuds of 06, easily. Then again, there weren't that many good storylines in 06. Come on, if you think about it, not really that many. But I just want to compare one. Mick Foley and Edge from 06. I want to compare that to Mick Foley versus Randy Orton in 2004. Anyway, I'm going to just try and, you know, backtrack as much as I can, as much as I remember, to go back to 06, and let's actually, you know, break down this feud. So basically, it started off basically just with Edge cashed in Money in the Bank on John Cena at New Year's Revolution of 06. We all remember that. One of the crowning achievements of the quote-unquote PG era, you know. Obviously, we all remember that before WWE went PG. Anyway, so Edge walked into Raw with the WWE Championship. Only for 3 weeks later to have lost the title back to John Cena. And who was the special guest referee, you ask? none other than the hardcore legend Mick Foley was the special guest referee. And obviously, we all know whenever a match has a special guest referee, it's either to add on to a storyline or start a new storyline. And obviously, that's exactly what happened here. Just like look at Money in the Bank this year. We're having Daniel Bryan versus CM Punk with AJ as a special guest referee. She's part of the storyline for a reason, guys. So she can screw CM Punk, but that's just another time, another video, another idea. Anyway, let's keep bringing up this feud here. They eventually culminated in a big hardcore match at WrestleMania 22, an event that I was in presence for. I was actually there in person. It was pretty cool. The flaming table bit was amazing. I thought that was one of the best parts I've ever seen in my life. But it all culminated. Edge eventually won. Mick Foley, I don't think, has ever won at WrestleMania. I think he did once. Didn't he, capture the tag titles with Terry Funk or something in, that dumpster match or something like that? Didn't he? I swore I thought he did. But I still, if that wasn't be the case, I don't even think he's ever won at WrestleMania. But anyway, and then just the thought of Mick Foley turning his back on the fans. It's like, yeah, Edge, you speared me through a table at WrestleMania 22, but we're good friends now. We're good friends now in the summer of 06 too, because that's when Mick Foley turned his back on the fans and turned his back on everyone. Eventually turned heel, and sided with Edge. And then we all remember that from One Night Stand of 06. We all remember that stuff. But it was just funny seeing Mick Foley as a heel again, just kind of just seeing the heelish ways of Cactus Jack come out and everything. It was pretty cool. But, we have that feud. Then we go and move on to 2004, early 2004, where Mick Foley and The Rock have their bring back. They bring back the tag team, basically. And, they had their celebration. And then Evolution comes in and breaks it up. Eventually just starting a storyline with the Rock and Sock Connection and Evolution. Not Triple H at the time, because Triple H was having that triple threat match with Shawn Michaels and Chris Benoit for the World Heavyweight title at the time. But anyway, then their feud culminated in a 3-on-2 handicap match at WrestleMania 20. If Evolution, Batista, Randy Orton, and Ric Flair picking up a big win over The Rock and Mick Foley at Madison Square Garden. In Madison Square Garden, The Rock's first match, or I think, what was it, his first match or his first appearance, was at Madison Square Garden. You're telling me, though, that, he lost there, but whatever, that's totally different idea. But no, just the thought of Randy Orton getting that big win over Mick Foley. Mick Foley obviously looked distraught after the match was over, and he's like, I can't do this. That was what, his second to last WrestleMania match too, before the whole fiasco with Edge in 06. But I want to bring that up though, and then Backlash of 2004. I apologize. Randy Orton defended the Intercontinental Championship against Cactus Jack. One of the best hardcore matches, maybe of all time. Maybe in the top 5, at least. Randy Orton versus Cactus Jack in Backlash of 04. Obviously, we all know Randy Orton retained there, but he got a beat down. Seriously, he went for an RKO in the tax, and Cactus Jack countered it so that Orton flew into the tax, and it was just, it was so hard to watch at the time, because, WWE fans weren't used to the tax and everything, but, the ECW fans were. They were used to the tax. They were used to the fire, the tables, ladders, chairs, barbed wire, all that stuff. But, WWE fans weren't really used to it, and, I think it was definitely one of the better Mick Foley feuds of all time. So let me, give the floor to you guys. What do you guys think about the matches? Who did you think had the better feud with Mick Foley, Edge or Randy Orton? Who did you think had the better feud? And what was basically your favorite match? What was your favorite Mick Foley match of all time? I don't know if I can actually say mine yet, but I definitely will think about that, and I could probably get that to you in like the next video or so. I think as of right now, I don't think I can do it right now, but let me hear your opinion, guys. What'd you guys think about the video? How about giving this video a like, add it to your favorites, and click that subscribe button up there to become the subber of the day for the next video, which will probably be my Destination X recap, unless, you know, the entire show sucked and I didn't want to do it anyway. But anyway, let's not let this recap get any recap. I didn't know I was recapping something. Let's not let this video get any more longer, since it's already going almost 11 minutes now. Alright, so I think that'll be it for today, guys. And what was your favorite Mick Foley feud of all time? I am Perry the Entertainer signing off, and peace out. You're welcome.